We'll check 1 2, check 1 2 3. Hopefully that's all right. Where's my earphone? Check, 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 check. Okay. Sounds pretty decent.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Athlete Institute for an OSBA regular season matchup featuring the Orangeville Prep Provincial versus Lincoln Prep. And now the starting lineup for Lincoln Prep. Number 1, Owen Frey. Number 3, Todd Reed DaCosta. Number 5, Trayvon Folks. And number 11, Gertie Kelsey. And number 15, Joe Lippert. Assistant coaches, Derek Albion, Shamar Smith, Andre Creighton, and Coach Chris Matthews. And now, Bear fans, the starting lineup for your Orangeville Prep Bears. Starting at 6'5" guard from Mississauga, Ontario, Eli Bowling. 7' center from Brampton, Ontario, TJ St. Louis. A 5'10" guard from Hamilton, Ontario, Cassidy Garrett. A 6'2" guard from Mississauga, Ontario, Kingston Clark. And a 6'6" forward from St. John's, New Brunswick, Alex Peacock. Your Bears coaches are Josiah Riley and head coach John Sinor. And our officials for tonight's game are John Prilly.
Well, welcome to men's OSBA action here at the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario. I'm Chris McKee doing the play-by-play. Two teams in search of a new identity heading into 2024. Lincoln Prep comes in just 2-11 on the season. Orangeville Prep Provincial 0-10 in OSBA action right now. So still yet to get off the schneid. Now keep in mind a whole bunch of new additions, a lot of shifting around for the Provincial squad. Orangeville team here in the hometown white jerseys with black and silver trim. So starting for Orangeville, the big man, the 7-footer in the middle, TJ St. Louis, Elon Baldy, Cassidy Garrick, Kingston Clark, and Alex Peacock getting the start. Starting for Lincoln Prep, you got Owen Frayne, Tyreek DaCosta, Trayvon Folks, Gurdeep Kelsey, and Nate Stoddart. There's your starters. Peacock, Clark, one of the new additions. Got my first look at him last week. Baldy, Shot clock at 5, 4, 3, 2. Baldy's got to recognize a long 3. Bingo! How's that for a start? Elon Baldy. So Baldy, not a guy you see traditionally handling the ball quite a bit, and there's a step out of bounds. We mentioned that every single game, each opposing team will step out of bounds and cost themselves between about 6 to 12 points a game. There's 2 right there as Lippert steps out of bounds. Cassidy Garrick, ball in his hand, guarded by Owen Frayne. Baldy just hit that 3. St. Louis. Orangeville working clock. Peacock had a wide open look, didn't take it. Kingston Clark from just outside the free throw line. Looks like his hand may have been affected. A last no foul call. Lincoln back the other way. And up and under Trayvon Folks. First basket for Lincoln Prep. Lincoln Prep in their traditional purple with white trim. Sometimes they throw in a little black trim in there. So these two teams traditionally, bit of rivals. We've had, and there's some palming called against Cassidy Garrick. We've had a couple scraps and some physical nights over the past 5 years or so between these two squads, famously captured in the Anyone's Game TV series on CBC, the senior night brawl we had between Lincoln and Orangeville Prep. Pull-up jump shot, Tyreek DaCosta. Lovely stroke, puts the visitors in front, 4-3. 8:13 to go, opening quarter, FIBA rule, so 4 quarters, not the NCAA 220 halves. Peacock. Balde, spin move. And ball bouncing around. Lippert comes away with it. DaCosta, the dish, and Calci misses on his first go. Baldy behind the back to Garrick, a little floater, no, goes a little baseline jumper. Wrestling match ripped away by Folks. Lincoln Prep. Gurdeep Calci, thought he might have been fouled, and it looks like they're going to call TJ St. Louis. It is 5 on white.
St. Louis, that's his first. Into the game for the Orangeville Prep. Number 3, Jordan Langley Thomas.
So Jordan Langley Thomas into the game. Jordan, one of the new additions as well. Don't have too much info about him. Gurdeep Calci, 2024 from Waterloo. He's got some good size on him. Got him listed at 6'6". And that one gets the bounce off the top of the backboard. You don't see that too often. Langley Thomas underneath to TJ St. Louis. And one! Big man's fouled and he finishes. TJ St. Louis. So the youngster just turned 16 a couple weeks ago. And my God, the in-game announcer's mic is really loud. It's hurting my ears. I've got bad ears from over 20 years in the music business. When you spend 6 nights a week in nightclubs, eventually your ears, and in music studios, your ears give in, and that's the state I'm at. They're like ringing in here. And Trayvon Folks over top of St. Louis. So impressed with what I've seen from Lincoln Prep in the opening minutes. Keep in mind, this is a team with just 2 wins. They did beat this Orangeville Prep Provincial squad handily back on October 17th, 113-60, just hammered them. But keep in mind, this is a much different Orangeville Prep Provincial squad. So a lot of turnover since then. So Langley Thomas, with the shot clock expiring, hits a long jump shot. 8-7, visitors still out in front. Calcy lost a handle on it, ripped away. Ilan Balde. So big shout out to the Orangeville women's squad who helped me out with the broadcast for the second half of last week's game with the Provincial squad. Langley Thomas, long range three doesn't go. Looks good. He's got a nice stroke on him. Keep shooting, my man. Looks good doing it. To Costa. To Lippert. Lippert trying to back down Langley Thomas off the glass. Nicely done, Joe Lippert. Textbook, old school big man hoops right there. Used his size, had a height advantage, and Lippert's got a good frame on him. Looks, he's got a college-ready body already, and just back down the much smaller defender. And they use glass as well, love it. Baldy, baseline jumper, no good. Lippert can't save it. Still Orangeville ball. So substitutions. So Roman Henry and Xavier Gentles into the game. Gentles, a familiar face. The other guy, Henry, not so much. One of the new guys. Just saw him for the first time last week. Shot clock again winding down. Gentles, and he ain't got the hands for that. Lost the handle on it, knocked it out of bounds. Long three attempt from Frame doesn't go. Folks is mugged. With a Henry just jumped on top of his back. I said this last week. Xavier Gentles should be playing football as well. He's got incredible size to play football. So keep it in mind, my man. So Folks, 2024. So big shout out to one of my favorite dudes ever to walk through this gym, Janai Dunkley Distant, back in the building, Orangeville Prep legend. Janai has recently joined Lincoln Prep. He was down in Arizona with his brother Jalik, and Tony McIntyre is what Janai's been hurt. Says he had an ACL injury, so he's come home and he's close to coming back in the next couple of weeks. Talked to him and his coaches. There's Xavier Gentles, first hoop of the game, but Janai over there in the blue jersey on the bench with a toque on, and awesome to see him. He came and tapped me on the shoulder. And yeah, one of my favorite dudes to ever walk through this gym. Calcy misses on his three. Also nice to see Janai back in the OSBA. Obviously him and Jalik from the Hamilton area, so makes sense. He's over at Lincoln now. For those that don't know, Lincoln Prep in Hamilton. Baldy. 4 minutes to go, opening quarter, spin move. And up and under. And Roman Henry with the putback. We're tied at 11. You always double down in blackjack on 11, right? Say it every time. DaCosta. And DaCosta for Lincoln puts the visitors back out in front by 2. So DaCosta's been active in this opening quarter. Like what I see out of him. Travel, Gentles. Why you got your big man out there dribbling, I don't know. That's what the point guard's for. 3:21 to go, opening quarter. Well, Tristan Lewis out there, number 2. Guarding Folks, and you know what? I'm with Folks on that. There wasn't much in it. Just think the Orangeville defender really sold it and went to ground very easy. And so And now folks will take a quick breather with 2 fouls.
2 team fouls.
He was unfortunate on that one. 13-11. Gentles. Baldy. Yeah, it looks like Baldy was lost. Langley Thomas floater over top of a defender, Jordan Langley Thomas. So he's been an injection of energy since he's come off the bench a few minutes ago. We're tied at 13, 2:43 to go. Lewis, it's got to be a travel. He was sliding out there. He got away with one. Gentles has his pocket picked. Why the big man continues to dribble. There's DaCosta, coast to coast. Lovely cut, man. He sprinted up that field faster than anyone, up the court, excuse me, and then he was the first one back on defense. So Tyreek DaCosta came to play tonight. You know, again, you're Lincoln, just 2 wins on the season. They're licking their chops with the thought of facing the winless Orangeville Prep Bears. Well, the Provincial squad anyway. Coming down to the 2-minute mark, opening quarter, DaCosta, and then Lewis from behind. Not happy with the call. I think he was thinking he got ball, and he certainly had an argument for that, but a foul called against him. A lot of times when you're reaching from behind, the shooter's going to get the benefit of the doubt. So the most explosive player on the floor in the opening quarter at the free throw line, Tyreek DaCosta. It's a 2024 to Mississauga.
First one's good.
Who's coming up next following this game. Doubleheader action, Orangeville, and he stepped out of bounds. Doug Cameron just came in, and good call by the referee. He stepped in. So mental errors. And now John Sador wants the timeout. Orangeville's Provincial's head coach. Got to get his lads' minds right. Well, I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe to the Orangeville Prep YouTube stream. So click that red button to stay up to date on all things Orangeville Prep. If you could drop them a follow on socials. Speaking of that, I'll express my disappointment at I don't know who's running the Orangeville socials these days, but any OSBA game, no game day posts. You know, they used to do, hey, come to Orangeville tonight, doubleheader. We'll see you there at 6 p.m. Nothing. So EYBL games, there's 100 posts. Any OSBA game, absolutely nothing. And so if we can get that fixed, that'd be great. It's like every other program in the OSBA. I had to repost a Lincoln Prep graphic today because they were posting, it's game night in Orangeville. Normally I would just repost an Orangeville one, but they're not doing it anymore for OSBA games. Imagine college teams, NCAA or U Sports, not promoting their home games. Doesn't happen. Well, there's Lincoln out of the timeout. Elliot Sega Kelly, his first hoop. Elliot, 2024. Great size on him. Brother Anthony playing pro over in France and played in the CEBL. There's Doug Cameron and one. Well, Cameron makes up for that earlier gaffe with his first hoop tonight. 19-15. Cameron. He's a 2024. From Ottawa, Ontario. Chatted with him briefly before the game. Owen Frayne. Oh, good D by Lewis. How are they calling a foul on that? He got the ball. Ugh. So Tristan Lewis literally, almost like, a defensive back, breaking the route for the interception. He jumped the pass, smacked it away, and gets called with a foul because the Lincoln guy bumped into him. Don't let it be one of those nights. 1:27 to go, opening quarter. 19-15. Any issues with sound or anything out there, folks? I can't see the YouTube comments. Hit me up on my Twitter at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE, or on my Instagram if you're not a Twitter person, undrafted_FA, the undrafted free agent, my IG hoops. Undrafted_FA. So, any issues with sound, hit me up.
Fouls on Lincoln Prep's number 1, Owen Frayne. That's his first. Fourth team foul.
Orangeville with Cassidy Garrick, ball in his hand. Roman Henry is fouled. Looks like Matthew Warner, number 9.
Fouls on Lincoln Prep's number 9, Matthew Warner.
It is.
That's his first. 15 foul.
We're going to see Xavier Blake, number 8. So Lincoln Prep going to their bench as we come to the end of the first quarter. Oh for 1. So Henry from Brampton. He's a 2027, so young dude. A lot of hoops in front of him. 1 of 2. 2016, back and forth game. DaCosta picked up his dribble, and then Orangeville just gave it right back to him. So DaCosta a little careless with the ball, way too casual. And tossed it to one of the Orangeville guys, who in turn tossed it out of bounds. Xavier Blake will inbound. Blake to Lippert. Big man says, no one's guarding me, I'll take it. Bingo! Joe Lippert from range, love it. He turned around, you could see him go, no one's guarding me? Cool. I'm going to drain a 3, and he just did. Love it. I wish I'd see more out of that. So many guys, they get these wide open shots, and, well, I'm not supposed to take the 3s. Well, TJ St. Louis is supposed to hammer dunks, and he just did. Although for a dude who's 7 foot, he's kind of just skimping it over that rim. He's got to get up and hammer those down. Travel's going to be called. Xavier Blake. A little unfortunate. So visitors up by 5. It's under 30 seconds to go, opening quarter. Both teams look like they're up for it tonight. Lincoln a little bit more active offensively. There's a steal. Blake, a left-handed lane, so Blake makes up for that travel call. Follows that up with a lovely steal and a hoop. Lincoln's got numbers. Blake, and traveled again. Yeah, so he's had the ball in his hands. Blake's one of these sink or swim guys. He's had 2 travels in less than a minute and then a great steal and lay-in. So somewhere in between that, I think, would be good for the coaches. little bit more consistency. That's young guys, though, right? Stolen by DaCosta to Lippert. Oh, right, DaCosta, he was about to heave it and then realized, nah, Lippert's got a little bit of a better look. I've got 2 seconds. Heady play. Alas, it doesn't drop, but Lincoln goes into the opening break with a 25-18 lead. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in here on the Orangeville Prep YouTube stream. Don't forget to check them out on socials. Orangeville Prep on Instagram and Twitter. Hit me up at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE, or my undrafted _FA, my Instagram. So a big shout, just checking my Twitter inbox, Tony McIntyre tuned in. Great to hear from you, Tony. That's awesome. Assuming he's in much better weather than I am right now. Up here, a sloppy, snowy night. So I always give Tony shout-outs just about every week, hoping he's watching. Well, tonight he is tuned in. So, of course, Tony, the head coach here at Orangeville for many years. A couple of those banners hanging there, provincial champs under Tony's coaching. So, miss you, dude. Appreciate you. Of course, he was talking about Janai Dunkley distant. Janai still injured for an Orangeville guy. And hopefully see him back on the court before the end of the season. Well, speaking of that, a bit of a sloppy drive up here. The snow getting heavier as you leave the GTA up to Orangeville. We got a game rescheduled tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I can do the drive 2 nights in a row in this snow. So I will not be on the call for tomorrow's game, which was rescheduled to tomorrow from last week. It's a fluid schedule, to say the least. Well, Tony, you're missed up here. I can tell you that sincerely. Back to it, folks, for call C. There's Blake. He's got great handle. Lincoln moving it around. Blake, that's short. Cassidy Garrick with the rebound, pushes it up. All right, Langley Thomas with the goggles. Every team's got to have the one dude with the goggles. It's mandatory. Langley Thomas hears the chance from the bench of the shot clock winding down, throws it up, but no good. They got to find some more shots for Jordan, man. This guy, you can tell he's got a really sweet motion. Dude is lightning quick. Free him up. Give him a bit more space, get him some shots. Blake's picked up the ball again. Could have been called for another travel. That foot was dragging. And St. Louis affects the shot. You know, when you're 7 feet tall, sometimes you just got to stand there. Just get in the way. Garrick to Kingston Clark, one of the newbies. Peacock lost a handle on it. 2-on-1. Two-handed dunk. Elliot Sega Kelly. Elliott also plays with Chris Boucher Elite from the Gatineau area. Garrick has the shot semi-blocked. Well, Lincoln back the other way. So Orangeville's defense really lacking here in the second quarter. Nobody getting back. It's like every time we look up the last couple possessions, Lincoln Prep's got a 3-on-1. So I want to see a bit more defensive energy. You can see John Sador making some changes. 27-18 for just joining us. Lincoln Prep comes in with a 2-11 record in OSBA action. Orangeville Provincial 0-10. So both these teams need a win big time. Matthew Warner gets the free throw. Warner from Milton. Used to play with Brampton City Prep, so now Lincoln pressing. They can see, largest lead of the game right now at 10. And they can smell blood in the water. They want to create a little bit of separation here.
That's his first team foul this quarter.
So Lincoln's got Clark pinned, knocked out of bounds, and there's your turnover. Clark just dribbled it out of bounds. So the 2-on-1, and everyone in Orangeville running away from the guy with the ball in his hands. You got to stay close to him, help him out. And a timeout on the floor. Man, it's loud in here tonight. There's like the buzzer's extra loud, the microphone, the in-game announcer's insanely loud. I'm getting old, folks. Well, some college hoops tonight. I saw former Orangeville Prep alum Ben Hendricks, now down at Ball State, his 5th year. They're down in Buffalo tonight, just across the border, taking on the UB Bulls. Let's see who else is in action. I'll scroll through the scores. I usually just do this so I can see what I'm going to watch while I'm sitting in my garage having a beer tonight. Butler, Georgetown, Jameel Telford, former Vaughan player. Also former Northeastern guy, was a part of Canada's Global Jam team. Now on Butler in the Big East. Dayton versus LaSalle, Kobe Elvis, former Bill Crothers and Southwest Academy player, former OSBA MVP in action. Central Michigan, and the kid Hunter Arding, Royal Crown last year, so in Central Michigan. Kentucky, South Carolina tonight. Western Michigan, Jefferson Monegro, former Orangeville guys. What was Manny D, one of our coaches down there, an assistant. They tip off at 7. Whole bunch more. Back to it. Lincoln, 5 on the shot clock. Sega Kelly weaves through everyone over top of 2 defenders, and it drops. Elliott, this guy, man, buried on the bench for the most part of the opening quarter, and he's impressed since he's been out there. Mentioned older brother playing pro over in Europe and France. Also played in the CEBL. I've said this 100 times. I love the CEBL. I did some play-by-play for them. Well, pre-COVID nonsense. But that Elam ending they have is ridiculous. It's hey, let's play 3 quarters of a game and then make it irrelevant and wipe it all away. I just don't get it. That being said, they want to pay me to get it. I'd certainly do it. That's Trayvon Folks, 2-handed dunk. So Lincoln Prep creating separation. They've just come out with way more energy. Orangeville's defense in this second quarter lacking, to say the least. Of course, coming up after this, Orangeville National Squad will take on Ridley from down at St. Catharines. Got to look at them a couple weeks ago up here playing the Provincial squad. A couple nice players. Of course, Griffin Collinson, former Orangeville guy, one of them. And just handed it too easy to Lincoln Prep. Folks. And this is just way too easy for Lincoln. Reckless pass. Another one. He got his How did you call a kick? He used his hand. I'm with Gurdeep. He used his hand. He's saying the same thing. So Orangeville kind of catches a break. But they got to get it over. How is that not 8 seconds? That was about 12. So 2 breaks there for Orangeville. Because when the ball goes out of bounds, you don't get a reset on the 8 seconds. Floater. St. Louis tips it back, and Baldy travels. So the refs really coming down on the traveling calls, and these are ones that, to be honest, if it was in the NBA, you wouldn't see them called. Those guys are out there tap dancing like Fred Astaire or Gregory Hines. Long 3. Doesn't go. Baldy the other way. Possession arrow will favor Orangeville. 34-18, 6:06 to go, opening half. Men's OSBA action here at the Athlete Institute on a wet and snowy evening here in the Orangeville area. I went into downtown Orangeville to go to the Pita Pit pregame. That light dust of snow coming down. Although things warmed up considerably today from what they've been over the past 2 weeks. We've been down to like minus 15. Went out for my run this afternoon. Nice little floater from Roman Henry. Much needed hoop for Orangeville. 34-20, but yeah. Did a little 6K run, and things significantly warmer out there today. Lippert way off on this 3. And stolen again, and it's 3-0. No, it's not. So Blake tracks that down. Well, Lincoln had 3-0 and blew that one. Sega Kelly and 1. Well, Elliott's taken over this game here in the second quarter. Absolutely dominant. 36-20. And there's Lamar Murray back in the building. Jamal Murray's younger brother. Lamar left the program for the first part of the 2023-24 season, just came back. Yet to see him suit up for the provincial squad, but that's where he's going to be. 37-20. Lincoln's press, causing havoc. Blake flying. And then Orangeville just turned it over again. It is, I talk about this during every broadcast, value the basketball, and these guys don't. They're treating the ball like the French fries at the bottom of the McDonald's bag, you know, the takeout bag. They're there, but maybe I'll get to it later. Oh, man, you gotta love those fries. Love that ball. Baldy way off. And Kingston Clark, no good. Dante Cole, number 7, out there for Lincoln. Blake, coast to coast. He's really quick, man. He's got a great first step. Xavier Blake. And he's got long arms. And he plays a little bigger than you might expect. Been impressed with him. Also, his birthday, October 11th, same as mine. Show some love to Team Lever. And right off the bench, Dante Cole attacks, and it drops for him. 21-point lead out of nowhere for Lincoln. Orangeville, just the wheels fell off in this second quarter, and it's all about energy. No defensive energy, careless passes. There's another one right there. So Blake. You know, if Blake was an NBA 2K character, he'd have like 94 speed, 94 acceleration, and like 36 awareness. given the ball away 4 or 5 times already, but then he's done some outstanding things in between. Baldy. Tristan Lewis kick out. Langley Thomas, it'll be for 2 if it goes. It didn't anyways. His foot was over the line. You know, I think part of the problem with the Orangeville Provincials, there's no time to gel. It's different kids in the lineup every week. This team is not the same team I called a couple days ago, and it's nowhere near the same team it was pre-Christmas. It's like they're just throwing kids together, and there's no continuity. Elliot Sega Kelly again. And so if you wonder why they're winless, it's like an all-star team. They're just throwing kids in and out. Kalsi the other way. Gurdeep Kalsi, high-arcing 3. Staten admired it for what seemed like an eternity, and then it dropped. 46-22. Lewis, it's got to be a charge. It is. Yeah. Easy a call. Lippert sat there, opened up his Tim Hortons cup of coffee, and then took the charge. He was there all day waiting for him. What's happening? Yeah. My man Jesse came up to say hello. So 2:54 to go in the opening half. Orangeville has got to get something positive going here before they head to break. Kalsi just hit that lovely 3. And Cole wanted to get in, but it didn't drop for him. Garrick. .230 to go. Balde. He was red hot to start the game. Has cooled off for a bit. Got to rev him up again. Balde, step back 3. Nope. We'll try it again. Balde leaves it for St. Louis. Kick out. Langley Thomas finally for Orangeville. It's Jordan Langley Thomas, just over 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And Charlie Kupfer stepped out of bounds, and so that's twice Lincoln's done it in the first half. Xavier Gentle's back in. Garrick. And he throws it out of bounds again, not valuing the ball. There was other simpler passes available to him, but going for the style. There's Blake. No good from Lincoln. Langley Thomas rips it away. I'd love to see some more kind of isolation where they just put all 4 guys in the corner and let Langley Thomas take on the defender one-on-one, because he can blow by most of these kids if he's got the space. Gentles, big man using that frame off the glass, and it drops. Xavier Gentles. How is there a delay of game warning? Weird. Well, 20-point game. The visitors, the Lincoln Prep Huskies. created that gap in the second quarter. It was tied, close even going. It was about 5 points going in. Calcy, long two this time. Short. He's got a really nice stroke, though. Great form. Some guys shoot ugly, some guys shoot pretty. Calcy got a pretty shot. Oh, ripped away. What a block, Dante Cole. And there's Blake. And that left-handed lay-in, and Calcy is fouled. So Gurdeep will shoot a couple free throws. He's got some Ivy League interest. Checking out his socials earlier today. Doing some game prep. 37.4 to go. First one good. There's Gurdeep from Waterloo. Also plays with the Waterloo Wolverines. It's 2024. Lincoln pressing, and Blake gets a handle on it, but it's still going to be Orangeville ball. Garrick looking for a foul call. Good no call, because I think it was like a 50-50 ball. Both of them going for it at the same time. Garrick, Langley Thomas, short on his attempt. GJ St. Louis skipping out there, easy travel call. You know, when you see that happen, you can almost hear almost like the hamster wheel turning in the player's head when they do that. Don't think sometimes. Kupfer. And gets his own rebounds, and then he's fouled. So Charlie Kupfer from Stratford with 16.6 to go will have the chance to add to Lincoln's lead. I was down in Hamilton last week doing play-by-play at Redeemer University. Their game against Niagara. Great little gym. Love the atmosphere down there. Awesome vibe. I don't like the traffic driving down to the Hammer, but you're down there. Never had a bad time. I was down there all week for the Grey Cup. Got to cover the Grey Cup in November. It was at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. Good time. 10 seconds left. Elam Balde puts it up. No good. Lippard. And almost like a quarterback taking a knee. Lincoln decides not to heave it. They'll take a 49-26 lead into the half. My goodness, they opened it up in the second quarter. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll see you back for the start of the second half. We'll check 1-2. Welcome back for the start of the second half. Men's OSBA action. Lincoln Prep, the visitors, comfortably in front, 49-26. This was a close game after the first quarter, and then Lincoln opened it up, and Orangeville got to find a way to regroup here in the third quarter and get it going. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. So out there on the floor right now for Orangeville, Elam Balde will inbound to Cassidy Garrick. We also got Alex Peacock, Kingston Clark, one of the newbies, and then the big man, the 7-footer, TJ St. Louis. For Lincoln Prep, Gurdeep Kalsi, Xavier Blake. Number 5 is Trayvon Folks, has been really good. Number 7, Dante Cole, and 6, Charlie Kupfer. Clark in the corner, and he traveled again. That's probably the 7th or 8th travel call against Orangeville. Well, if you're Orangeville in this second half, they got to settle down, make simple shots. There's Dante Cole from just around the free throw line, little jump shot. If you're Lincoln Prep, as you were, this press they've got going is killing Orangeville. They can't handle it. Well, Orangeville really has that true point guard on this Provincial squad that can kind of dribble through anything, through any weather. Haven't seen it yet, and they keep getting caught. And this time they just threw it right to Lincoln. Cole, the other end. And then Balde, what a block. Now, how he didn't get called with a foul, because he kind of put his arms on Cole, almost to hold him down, and then swatted it away. But you see Balde's athleticism there. That was ridiculous. Blake for 3. Short. TJ St. Louis with the rebound. Garrick back the other way. Peacock can't handle it. And Gurdeep Kalsi back the other way. And Garrick, he attacked the lane, had a wide open look at it, and opted to pass, but he dropped it at the feet of a 7-footer. Expecting a big dude to go down and get that. It's tough. Peacock twice in a row, can't handle the pass. If he's not catching simple passes, his teammates aren't going to trust him. Peacock and shuts up the announcer with a nice little lay-in, Alex Peacock. 53-28. Kalsi from deep doesn't go. Man, I could watch him shoot all day. It is a thing of beauty, man. He's got a really nice form. It is a work of art. Cole to the alley-oop, and then, tough. He just threw it right at the rim. You got to give your man a chance to go up and get it. Balde to Peacock, and it drops. Hold on. Well, give me a little check 1-2.
Check 1-2.
So we got Fiona Madigan joining me in the booth. She wanted to come in last game with the other girls, but didn't get the chance. And so Fiona, one of our Orangeville women's players here. So 55-30. Thoughts on the game so far?
Better than last game against Lincoln for sure.
So Balde to Peacock, turn around. He's got no one on him. He's got to recognize.
Good
little
move.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook, Alex Peacock.
Good ball movement there.
Starting to heat up. So 55-32. Blake. Good ball movement. Kupfer in the corner. He can't buy one right now. So Lincoln Prep's cooled off a little bit here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Orangeville starting to get revved up. Peacock short. And here comes Lincoln. So, Fiona, this is your first time in the broadcast booth?
Yes, sir.
It is. So do you actually pay attention when there's games going on to what the broadcasters are doing?
When I'm watching or from down there?
At home on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I don't expect anyone to
My
give a
family
damn what I'm
loves you,
doing.
sir. My family loves
I
you.
appreciate that. I mean, when you watch the WNBA or NBA and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's awesome to listen to them.
And
Travel.
Peacock with a travel. Good call. So what grade are you in, Fiona?
Grade 10.
Grade 10. You're a youngster.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. So you got a lot of hoops ahead of you.
Yeah, I got a couple more years here.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, you're doing wonderful things. I love you. You're one of my favorite players. You come in because you bring energy.
Oh, thank you.
The second you come off the bench and you're like a little buzzsaw out there. It's almost that North Bay, that hockey mentality. Like you'll go in the corners and get stuck in. Good forechecker, almost in hockey terms. Up and under, Dante Cole, 59-32. And again, just reckless turnovers. And Calcy wanted his poster. Didn't drop for him. So how are you adjusting to life here in Orangeville?
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, are you with a billet or are you in the dorm?
I billet with Ken and Stacy. Talia's my roommate.
Oh, you're still, okay, you're all in there. Okay.
Yeah, we're all there. It's awesome.
How
I
many?
love it.
How many is there? There's two of you in there?
Just two of us. And then there's another group of two who billet together.
It's you and Talia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
TJ St. Louis, nice dunk.
How many is that for him this game?
I don't know. Probably about 10. He's doing well. Normally they text me the halftime stats. They didn't. Blake, he's way off. It doesn't go. So 59-34. So you guys are now 8-3 in OSBA?
I think so, yeah. And then our junior team.
Do you play with the junior team as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we just had 3 games this weekend.
And do you tear up the junior league?
I try my best.
Yeah. Calcy from the corner. Oh, lost a handle on it. So now Lincoln starting to be guilty of some of these mental errors. When you have that big of a lead, sometimes it's easy to kind of check out mentally, right?
Hopefully Orangeville has a little comeback right now, but look at YB.
Well, Baldy. Turn you up a little bit more. There we go. Garrick.
Good ball movement tonight.
Underneath. Kingston Clark.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, nice save from St. Louis. Cassidy Clark, or Garrick, excuse me. Can't get that to go. So Tyreek DaCosta, who was electric in the opening quarter, quiet since, but he hasn't had to be. But then what a delicious pass from DaCosta. This dude can play. When you see how good Lincoln is, keep in mind this team, only 2 wins in OSBA action coming in.
Really?
And you see how good they are. That just shows you the level of talent in the men's OSBA.
That's surprising.
Because they got a lot of great pieces. When I was going through you're like, 2-11, they can't be that good. No, they're really good. They got a lot of really nice players.
Well, it just depends how well the team works together, really, at the end of the day. Because you can't win alone, right?
Calcy, call with a foul there. Not happy about that. He's had a couple calls go against him. 61-34. So what part of North Bay do you live in?
Ferris.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, we live close to the school because my dad works there.
Oh, okay, all right. Was it West Ferris High School?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I know what's going on.
You worked in North Bay, right?
Oh, yes, just very briefly. I was there for maybe about 6 weeks or so.
How'd you like it?
I love the city, but, I was there during all the COVID nonsense.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of dead. Everything by 9 o'clock was
down.
Shut down, and so I didn't get the full North Bay experience.
Well, you should come down in the summer. That's when it's really nice.
I did stop in last summer. I dropped my son up at University in the Sioux, and then instead of just driving down to Toronto, down to 69, I kept going down west on 17. I'm like, I'm going to go in North Bay for a couple hours I needed some closure. And so I went up. But I loved kind of the area and that. I was up by right on kind of Trout Lake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my grandparents lived
So
near
I was in one of the apartments there, like 100 meters right from the bay,
Yeah.
and so I went jogging a couple times around.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I was like, I can get used to this, but the nightlife.
It's
kind of-
not,
But
There's
you know what I
nothing.
loved? I was covering obviously I was covering the OHL battalion games, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
fun, but Nipissing University, great facilities.
Awesome
I
facility.
was watching the
Yeah.
basketball and the volleyball
Their
and stuff when I was
soccer,
up there.
too. Everything's great.
It's an underrated university there,
For sure.
Nipissing.
Just like the facilities they have are crazy.
Yes.
So nice.
And the way they treat their athletes, you always see them like
awesome.
the coats and the jackets and everyone's decked out.
The coaches there are awesome. Every coach I've met from Nipissing has been great.
Langley Thomas from the corner, no good. And DaCosta, what's the call? They're going to call one on. That could have been a travel as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to go against Garrick. So, Fiona, you saw one of your teammates, Chloe Collin, announce her commitment, the first Orangeville women's player. Thoughts when you see that? You know, one of your teammates getting a chance to play university.
Oh, I think it was great. Chloe is such an amazing person, too. I think she deserves that. It's awesome.
Inspiring for you to be like, hey,
Yeah.
maybe I'm in the right spot here?
Yeah, also Cam with the D1 offer is great. Just seeing everyone succeeding is awesome.
Yeah, she's got North Dakota, she was telling me. Yeah. You know, have you ever been to North Dakota?
No,
It's literally in the middle of nowhere. So
middle of nowhere.
you think Orangeville's in the middle of nowhere? North Dakota's in the middle of nowhere.
Orangeville seems like it's in the middle of nowhere, but then like you can get to Guelph in 45 minutes. So
It's a big block by Sega Kelly,
Oh,
and then
damn.
DaCosta down the other way. This dude's explosive.
yeah,
Tyreek DaCosta.
you know how tall he is?
We've got him listed at just about 6 foot.
Oh, he's got hops.
He was the best player in the opening quarter. Then they kind of let him sit for a while, and that's showing it there.
Come out cold a little bit after you sit for a bit. So
Oh, big block. What does they call him? Hey.
I'm not sure if that's a.
Yeah, Trayvon Folks unlucky. He just stood there with his arms up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a foul or not, but we'll take it. Trizzy.
So how much hoops do you watch? I always ask high school players.
I like going back and watching old Orangeville games, and I like watching college. I don't really like watching NBA though.
Oh, okay. Men's or women's college you watching?
Women's.
Women's,
All
yeah.
the time.
Who are you watching? UConn, LSU, all this, yeah. I was watching over the weekend. I was watching Iowa, Ohio State. Caitlin Clark was playing, yeah. And then she got run over on the court after. Did you see that? Because Ohio State rushed the court, and one of the fans just accidentally ran her over. Like she wasn't. It was two girls though. It was a girl running over Caitlin Clark. She didn't mean to, but it's been all over social media because they're talking about you got to protect the players, right?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can't have these court stormings, especially the girls. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
especially if there's men running on the court.
Elliot Sega Kelly, two-handed dunk. He's been outstanding as well tonight.
Over and back.
Back, there you go. You got Fiona Madigan making the call on that.
See, I think I'd be a great ref. Always make the right call.
And humble, too. Right.
Of course, always.
2:20 to go, third quarter. All Lincoln Prep. They're in cruise control right now. Orangeville Prep started out great, and they just kind of lost their way. They stepped out of bounds. Easy call for the referee.
Hey, you gotta love Cassie's defense, though. Always showing up. I think Cassie's one of the best defenders I've seen in a while.
You like his
I
game?
like his defense, yeah.
Henry to Baldy. Garrick. Pull up. No good. Sega Kelly rips the rebound away for Lincoln Prep. Blake. Here's DaCosta
good
skating
pickup.
through everyone. Ooh, he's fouled.
That's
So-
a nice take.
Tyreek DaCosta to the free throw line. Mentioned earlier, is from Mississauga. Previously played at Castlebrook Secondary.
There are a lot of good players from Saga.
RJ Barrett. Mississauga.
Second team foul. Back in the game, Orangeville number 5, TJ Seegers.
Speaking of Mississauga, we'll do a plug right now. If you turn on AM Saga 960, my radio show is airing right now This Week in Golf every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So if you're sick of watching this game and you want some golf content, go throw on AM 960. It was a historic week in golf this week. We had Nick Dunlap, a 20-year-old amateur, first amateur, like a non-pro to win since 1991 on the PGA Tour.
Oh, wow.
And he just turned 20 years old. He's a kid.
Oh, so he is a kid.
He's a sophomore at the University of Alabama, and he won a PGA Tour event.
That's crazy.
And the last guy to do it was 1991 Phil Mickelson, who's gone on to be one of the greatest ever. So it's fun covering the golf this week. And we had Brooke Henderson back in action, who finished third. So a good start to 2024 for Brooke. When it's 69-36, I will talk golf sometime in the game. So.
Hey, I feel comeback for Orangeville right now.
Well, they got to start putting some shots up here.
33 points.
Thinking too hard. You get one guy to kind of heat up. I think this is when, I don't want to tell people how to coach, but when it gets like this, take the reins off the kids. Stop kind of running your set pieces and just let them go shoot. You know what I mean? It's like, it's already 69-36, so whatever pieces you run, it ain't working.
Yeah.
Let somebody kind of spread the floor. Let some guys have some opportunities.
Yeah, put on some one-on-one.
Doug Cameron at the free throw line. Doug, mentioned from Ottawa, previously played with the West Ottawa Hornets. 2 for 2 from the line. A 31-point ball game.
Hey, good hands.
Stolen by Henry. Cameron. And Doug Cameron fouled again. Will shoot more free throws. So when did you start playing basketball?
Well, in my town, we didn't have basketball during COVID. So I kind of stopped playing for 3 years, and I got back into it last year.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So you still, man, so your ceiling is, you're doing all right. You're going to be just fine. And how tall are you now?
I want to say 5'9", but probably 5'8".
That's good enough.
I'm going to keep on growing. I'm going to be 6'1".
Yeah, you're in grade 10, so you'll be fine, yeah.
I've been telling my dad since I've been in grade 7, I'm going to be 6'1".
Cameron hitting free throws. Well, cut out the McDonald's and Burger King, and you'll be just fine. How is your diet?
I'd say pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
But, there's some days where I'll order McDonald's.
My son, I got a 20-year-old son that plays university soccer, and he's a great diet, but he eats a lot of like sour tot, like junk candy nonsense. Like he's been a vegetarian since he was like 8 years old, although he'll occasionally eat meat now because he says he needs, he's not getting the protein he wants, but very rarely. But he's been eating a lot of like sour tot candies, and she's like, "What's wrong with you, man?" Like.
I love candy. I'll usually eat candy every day. But we eat pretty good at OP. We got a lot of vegetables.
Balde for 3. Bingo. Hey, there we go. Ilan Balde. Just let the kids shoot. Maybe some good things will happen. Ooh, DaCosta hammered.
Yeah.
And then finally a little bit of a delay call. He got his head snapped back. And he'll shoot some free throws. Love what I've been seeing from Tyreek DaCosta, 2024 point guard.
Oh, it's Cassie's 4th.
He's going to have to take a breather. There he is. He's coming off, and Langley Thomas will come back in. So, Fiona, you got some OVO hoodie on right now. Are you Team Drake?
I'm Team Drake.
Team Drake, good. Favorite Drake song?
I don't even know. That's such a hard question.
What have you been listening to of late?
From Drake? Actually, I haven't been listening to Drake lately. I'm on SZA right now.
On SZA?
SZA.
See, that's every girl, at the end of every the year, the Spotify list, every girl's number one is SZA. Yeah.
You know who put me onto SZA? My dad.
Oh, no way. There you go. Well, Lincoln continuing to press, a steal by DaCosta.
I think that on the press, they're just getting the ball too low. When they get the ball high, they'll get it across court. But when they get it too low, then they're just trapping. It's a really easy trap.
Well, I get some pretty good insight there, Madigan. Love that. That's what we need here when we bring in the color commentator. 73-43, 18.4 to go.
Oh, he's shooting.
And now TJ to the free throw line. Well, TJ's older brother, Dante, a former Orangeville Prep player, ended up going down and play for Canisius in the NCAA.
Where is he from originally?
Where's he from again? It's like Toronto, like Mississauga, Brampton, I think.
In the GTA somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think this team has come a long way. They improved a lot since the beginning of the year.
Well, DaCosta holding for the last shot of the quarter. 5, 4, 3, put it up, Lippert. And Joe Lippert from 3. Just ripping out the heart of Orangeville Prep Provincial with that 3. So at the end of 3, Lincoln Prep 76, Orangeville Prep 44. I'm Chris McKee with Fiona Madigan making her broadcasting debut.
This is what I want to do when I'm older. Be a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Broadcast for the NBA, WNBA. Just chat.
Well, you got to do prep, too. That's the thing. You got to show up.
Yeah, I see. You got your pages here.
Yeah. Well, it's, I've done pro basketball and soccer, and so I spent the summer doing the Canadian Premier League. And pros, there's so much more information on them because they're all, they were a college all-star or they've done something significant before they got to being a pro. So there's information about them, whereas these are high school kids.
There's not that much on them.
There's not a lot. Like I Googled all of them today, and you might get a handful of kind of here and there, especially with the girls. There's not a lot of information.
Not much out there
Unless your name's Toby Fournier, there's not a lot of information on a lot of the kids. And so you kind of just what year are they, how tall are they, where are they from, maybe where they played AAU or something like that. It's kind of all you can get into.
Who plays after this?
Ridley and Orangeville National.
Oh, okay.
When's your next game? When are you guys up here again?
Next Tuesday.
So you are being rescheduled. Do you know what time? Because there's the men's games are supposed to be that day.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah, the 30th, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We always usually have the early game, so I'm assuming that's what we're gonna have.
Okay.
We play Excel. It was rescheduled.
Yes, that was the one I was really looking for. That was the January 8th game.
That's going to be a good game.
I know, because you guys are really even, and so I was really looking forward to that one to start 2024, and it got canceled because of the snow. So
Excel's a big game. It kind of determines our spot for finals.
Yeah,
for playoffs. So it's an important game for our team.
Well, you can be the 2 seed or the 4 seed with that. If you lose, you might drop down to the 4.
Yeah, because Bond.
And so it's a big win. You got to get that W.
I think we'll get it. I think we got it.
Especially
home games are good for us.
Up here, there's a vibe,
Yeah.
What's the return on Avery Miller? How's she looking as far as coming back from injury?
I'm not really sure. Hopefully she's back for playoffs.
Yeah.
She's back to running. She's running perfect again, so which is good. I don't really know.
Okay.
Hopefully she'll be back soon, though. We need her. She's a big part of our team. And then Talia hopefully will also be back soon in the season.
Good. So your mom is in Sturgeon Falls?
Yeah.
Teacher?
She's a principal now.
Principal there.
Yeah.
Baldy, lovely Euro step. Oh, you want to talk? Let's sum up Orangeville's night.
That's the perfect play. They're playing really well, though. They just need to hit more shots now.
And the shot clock expires. Everyone in the gym trying to scream about the shot clock, and they can't get it up. Yeah, I mentioned that I loved just that area, Sturgeon Falls, and your dad messaged me. Say, hey, my wife's a principal there.
Of
It's
course,
like, oh,
my
no
dad.
way. Yeah.
Well, my family loves you. They always talk. They always talk about you
Appreciate it.
when they talk about the games.
Once in a while, you know, it's nice to get some compliments because most of the time you get hate. Here's Cole. Easy lay-in. Dante Cole. All Lincoln Prep. They are pouring it on here in the fourth quarter. And keep in mind, Lincoln's going to get better with the return of Janai Dunkley-Distant back from injury. So you get another experienced guy who's logged a lot of OSBA minutes.
Janai?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's back. He's over there in the
I
blue
didn't know
hoodie.
he played there.
He just came back. He came and tapped me on the shoulder before the game.
Oh,
So
nice.
he's been dealing with a knee injury. So he hasn't been playing much down in Arizona. He just came back, and he's playing with Lincoln. Jalik, though, still down in the U.S.
I was wondering.
TJ St. Louis. Oh, hammer it down, big man. I think before all is said and done, I think he's going to rip one of these rims off one of these days.
Probably. I mean, the boys have broken the rim so many times, it's crazy.
Woo! Well, there's a poster back the other way. Dante Cole over top of two defenders. Ridiculous. I didn't think Cole could get up like that. Well, that was sweet. So guys adding to their highlight package here.
Travel.
And a travel. We've had more travels called tonight
It's a lot of travel calls tonight.
between both teams. So time it on the floor, 7:33 to go. All Lincoln Prep, 82-46. Chris McKee here with Fiona Madigan. So, you know, I always admire your shoe game. You got different color shoes. So you got a sponsor deal that we got some NIL deal we don't know about?
I love my Mellows, but I can't wear them anymore.
Why not?
They're not Nike.
Oh, really? It's got to be a Nike thing?
I gotta wear my.
What were they, Adidas or something?
They were Puma.
Ah.
They were bright green. You always knew how
That's
I was
the
on
one
court.
that's what I could tell. It's like that Oregon fluorescent.
You know, you always talk about, whenever I watch games, like, you always talk about how kids always step out of bounds here. And I notice it all the time now that you said it. Like, when you come here, you don't know. And you just always step out.
Yes, I've been doing this for 7 years now, so you get sick of seeing it. It's like the same thing. It's a broken record, you know?
It just keeps on going.
So that's another thing for you. So now you know this gym. When you go to the visitors' gym, make sure you spend time kind of knowing where that line is, up and down, kind of shuffle, do a little, just so you get your...
There are some gyms where it's literally like there's just a gym. There are no bleachers, nothing. And it's kind of hard sometimes to see if you're stepping out of bounds or not.
Well, like the Pan Am Center in Scarborough is impossible because it's used for a million different things.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've done a bunch of games there. I love when there's games at the Pan Am Center because I live less than 10 minutes away. So it's a nice little quick drive for me.
But Pan Am is a hard gym to play in for sure. Also, the lights in there for some reason, it's weird.
Well, you got that light coming in from the street, you know, and then it's not ideal. Langley Thomas off on his three. It looks like the OSBA championship is going to be back at the Pan Am again, which is disappointing. There's so many great gyms. I was down in Redeemer University in Hamilton last week doing a game. This tiny little gym, kind of only one side, and it's just a vibe. You know what I mean? I'm like, if they did the OSBA champ, it'd be crazy. You know, packed little gym, good vibe, instead of that big open Pan Am Center where it's kind of hollow.
Swimming going on, everything's going on there.
Although last year I did the women's final, and it was jammed.
It was?
It was packed, yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I watched that. For the Division 1?
Yeah, we had Crestwood Niagara.
Yeah, I watched that game. That was a good game.
Yeah. Well, Tanisha Clark on Niagara Prep is now down at Akron. And it's Ziga Kelly all day. Elliott has just been torching Orangeville.
I think they just need to get a body on him. Don't get in a jumping battle. He's probably going to win.
You know, you're right. That's one thing I haven't seen from Orangeville tonight is those hard fouls on their opponents. It's like, look, guys are going to attack the hoop. Let them know.
Yeah.
You know, be physical. Send a message. Be a little pest, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you do a great job of that out there. You can see some of your opponents are like, I can't stand this chick, you know, and that's good because you play such tight D and you're just kind of constantly buzzing around. You're not out there trying to make friends, are you?
No. Oh, did you see that play?
I didn't.
Kingston threw it off the back of his back and then
when the guy turned around, yeah.
Got a foul call, though.
With a foul for Lincoln Prep, number 14, Elliot Healy. That's his fourth.
Well, no one in Orangeville moving. And smart play from Kingston because you want to talk about the movement in white. Nobody was moving.
No one.
So they're leaving this guy out to dry. And Clark does the heady thing and throws it off Lippert, and we'll try this again. Because the worst thing you do is just kind of throw it high
and then they get
up
it
here.
Yeah. And
not high enough. Kupfert. Oh! Well, to quote the movie Slapshot, then you feel shame after that, yeah. You can't be missing dunks like that wide open.
Oh, here
Well,
he
he'll
goes.
get second chance at it. And he goes laying this time. Maybe try that next time. Hey, if you miss a wide open dunk, the announcer's going to call you out on it. I don't care if it is high school. 86-46, 40-point lead here for Lincoln with 5:25 to go. Orangeville just no answer.
Oh, good pass.
And one, TJ St. Louis.
Wow, that was a great pass by Cassidy. Wow, I would not have seen that if I were him. That was good. Lincoln isn't a very big team.
No. Yeah, they don't have that traditional center, that
Yeah.
number 5, you know, the bunch of really good guards. They got great speed, just don't have the size. Well, I think maybe that's where they're getting their losses in the OSBA when they're going up against those, you know, Royal Crowns and Fort Erie's. Fort Erie's got 3 guys that are 7 feet tall. So they or 6'11" basically. So they can just kind of dominate you with size. I say Fort Erie, I said it before the season, Fort Erie is the number 1 team in Canada.
Yeah.
They are
I'd
the
say
team
so.
to beat. Yeah.
Men's and probably women's.
No, Crestwood Royal Crown.
Crestwood World Crown. I'd say Fort Erie's up there, though.
Yeah,
for
they're
sure.
top 3 or 4.
Last year they were really good.
Yes.
We actually had a close game with Royal Crown this weekend.
And was that the main Royal Crown squad you guys
Yep.
played against? Yeah, it was what, a 4-point game?
4-point game.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, that's a team with like 8 or 9 Division I players.
Yeah, it was their junior team.
Oh, was it
It was our
junior?
junior
Oh,
team.
okay.
But it was a good game. Beat Niagara and lost to Crestwood. Good weekend, though, overall.
I wish I'd known you guys were playing because I would have come watched. I wasn't really doing much, and it was like, you know, a 9-minute drive from my house. I was disappointed later that night when I saw it. I was like, oh, I would have went and watched the girls for an hour. I go watch the boys there when they, huge block from Balday. You don't call a foul on that. He got ball.
I think that was a little bit of a foul. Maybe don't call it, but, you know, with the 40-point game.
Yeah, John Sidori's like, he's not having it because he got ball and just kind of went through him.
Yeah, I think it was just like his body.
First one's good.
4 minutes. Have you had Coach Joe up here yet?
Yes, he did last game with me.
I feel like he'd be great up here.
You know, he was a little nervous when he was doing it with me. I was surprised because nobody does his podcast and that.
Yeah,
But sometimes, you know, when the camera's on, there's Xavier Blake. It kind of changes things, right?
Yeah.
So I just got a message from Tony McIntyre. He's let me know Jalik Dunkley Diston is going to be playing Overtime Elite for the rest of the year, which is huge.
Oh, wow.
And there's Tristan Lewis, corner 3. So I'm saying, take the reins off these boys. Let them shoot. They can play. But, yeah, Jalik going to overtime elite. That's massive. That Afosa Oliogu, the kid from USA, United Scholastic, he's down there right now. And Joe Lippert just raining threes tonight. He's had a good night. But that is huge as far as Jalik's recruiting possibilities, because that overtime elite league that's something. That's huge. Well, that's great to see. You know, the two, Jalik and Janai, keep in mind, I've known these kids since they were like 13. Yeah. They've been up here for so long. And I watch them every summer. When I come to first game, you're like, you've grown 6 inches. And then the next year, you've grown another 4 inches. It's crazy. And finally, Charlie Kupfer gets that three. And again, he's got a really nice stroke as well. Great form. These guys shoot pretty, Lincoln.
Yeah, they've got a good shooting. Oh, good move by Cassidy.
And then Cassidy Garrick shows his explosiveness. And then Tristan Lewis steals.
They're really just wow, I kind of feel bad for them right now.
Joe Lippert denied. Elam Balde's had a number of blocks tonight. He's been outstanding. Of course, coming up next, you can see the boys from Ridley College loading in. Orangeville National Squad will follow this in about half an hour from now. So, if you know what we got you, anyone, where can we check out your highlights out there? Anyone, any YouTube, any Instagram stuff?
I don't really have anything out on social media, to be honest with you.
Too young for that?
Oh, well, I have social media, but I don't really post.
So help me understand this, because my son does this. I don't get this with kids your age, where you have social media, you got 1,000 people following you, and no posts.
I have 2 posts.
See, there we go, yeah.
I have my off-the post. That one's up there. But I like looking at other people's things.
Yeah, and you don't want to post it. My son does that. I'm like, hey, man, you travel all over Ontario. You post some places you go to. No, man. Now, I think he posted on the Snapchat, which I don't follow. I don't have that. So I think they're showing it that way. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But every kid, all these, especially the big-time athletes, you know, I check their IG to see where did they play before, and there's one picture.
Yeah.
And the kid's got 7,000 followers. And you're like.
You know what? Now that I think about it, it is a little weird.
And
I never really thought about it that way.
Joe Lippert again, he's had a night. So Lincoln trying to hang 100 on the hometown Orangeville Prep Provincial squad. And Roman Henry, left-handed three. 98-55. And stepped out of bounds again. So we talked about it. So, you know, one of the things I got a kick out of when I was up in North Bay is the women out there, I'm from Scarborough, I'm a city dude, and the girls up there, there's so much more country. Like I was listening to one of the girls that worked at the Eastside Mario's, you know, she was a good-looking young girl, and she's like, she was so stoked about her new snowmobiling jacket. Oh, I got this snowmobiling jacket and boots. And girls from Scarborough would never be excited about a snowmobile jacket and boots.
Yeah.
Are you that kind of country?
Probably not snowmobiling, but like snowboarding, yeah.
Yeah.
I get really excited when I get new snowboard equipment. Like I'd probably rather a new snowboard boots than like new shoes in general.
I was going to laugh at that. She was stoked about another travel. I think we've set an all-time record for travels tonight, yeah.
I think so too. I've been up here for like this half, and it's been like 4, 5 maybe.
Oh, there's about 20 at least. Yeah, like literally. I'm not exaggerating. Peacock,
he
got away with the travel right there. The refs, I think, decided we've reached our quota. Blake, love this guy's game. You know, if he just finds more consistency, he can be quite the player. Speaking of quite the player, this
100.
guy's Joe Lippert, man.
He's a shooter.
That's at least, I think, 5 threes at least for them. He's got to be at about 24, 25 points tonight. He's got that college-ready body. Mm-hmm. He looks like a man.
Yeah.
I saw him. He drove here with his wife and kids to the game. I'm kidding. Yeah. That was the joke when we were kids. If there was ever a kid in the other team that looked like way older than us, we're like, I saw him drive here with his wife and kids. That was always the joke. Tristan Lewis at the line. 51 to go. Lincoln got that 101.
Second one's good.
Are they going to play this?
Well, Lincoln hammered them 113 to 60 back on October 17th. Much the same here tonight. Up in Orangeville, all Lincoln prep. It didn't start out that way. First quarter, they were even. Second quarter, Lincoln put the foot on the gas and never looked back. 101-56. A dominant performance by Lincoln, who will move to 3-11. And there's Dante Cole, wants to add to the stat sheet.
Are they going to hold it?
No mercy.
They're playing. They're playing. Hey, that's what I like about boys basketball. They just keep on playing through it.
I'm going to get my camera out. Maybe try to get some interviews here with one or two of the Lincoln guys. So any closing thoughts here, Fiona, before the end of the game?
You know, I think it was good ball movement tonight from Orangeville. I mean, we weren't hitting shots, but that's okay. Just win the next one.
So now when you go watch TV, are you going to have more of an appreciation for what they do?
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. There's so much to think about when you're up here. Who are you going to interview?
Who do I want to interview here?
8.
Well, Lippert was really good at Blake, yeah.
I think you should do 8 and I don't know. Is that number 5 on the bench? I'm not sure. He was good.
No, they had a bunch of guys, really a lot of guys there. Oh,
good
Roman
hit.
Henry. So that'll do it. Lippert will dribble this out. Hey, don't be defending a guy when you're down 44 points. 4 seconds to go. Have a little class here, boys. Well, hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, stick around another half an hour. Any closing remarks here before we let you go?
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. All right, stick around. See you back in a few minutes.